Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. This is the front facing camera at 1080p. This is the audio. There is some running water to my left, so hopefully you can hear that. I hope you enjoy this sort of camera, first look at the camera, going through all the modes. I'll have a complete deep dive on the actual camera interface, which comes next. There's going to be more video footage, more photos, and there's going to be running commentary or notes, what I think of each of the photos. And at the end, I shall give you my final verdict. So when you're looking at all the different options here, if you're used to a Huawei camera app, you have everything that you would expect. What you will see down the bottom here are these dots that help you jump between the different modes, but you can also slide it like so. So that makes life quite easy to get precision on the zooming effect. If you tap the top left, you go through into resolutions. Now, depending on what mode you have is some of the options that you do have, and you can see that RAW is supported when you're in Pro mode. I have got one of those new nano memory cards from Huawei installed. You can put watermarks, assistive grid, and there's various options on that. If we turn it on, turn it off. Actually, no, there's just one grid now. They've changed that, it used to be more, so that's a shame. And here on the ultra snapshot, let's put that to change, just to open the camera so you can frame it properly. There are colour profiles from standard, vivid and smooth, so if you change it you know which one you're on because it shows you there. Master AI, on or off. I actually leave it on. I quite like what it does. It's no more oversaturating stuff. It's pretty good, to be honest. On the flash you have auto, off, on and always on. And the last option here on the bottom left is the sort of vision, high vision, which allows you to identify different things and can tell you how many calories in food, that sort of stuff. In terms of, if you look at the different modes here, we've got portrait, we've got night, aperture. Now aperture, you can change here the aperture level from f16 down to 0.5 at the bottom end. Actually, look at that, it goes even lower, yeah, 0.5. And you can edit this and the focus point in using the gallery photo app afterwards, and the gallery photo app also allows you to apply different filters. Night mode, that's handheld, but there are some manual options top and bottom where you can change and customize it. In portrait, you do have various effects that you can put in there as well, from the usual stage lighting. To be honest, because this has got on the rear lens an f1.6, I don't think you need so much to use the portrait mode. You've got loads of beauty options as well, the beauty levels. I just think it's good enough with enough background blur just to use it on standard photo here. You do have various video options, and again you have all the zoom levels available, up to 15 times zoom in the video. What I will say is, on very first firmwares out of the box, you might find that you've got no stabilization on the zoom. That is coming. There is electronic image stabilization when you're using the 5 times zoom, and during video you can jump in between the different lenses, no problem at all. Pro mode, as you'd expect, you've got ISO from here from 50 and goes up to a bonkers 409,600. Really quite versatile. Shutter speed, which is the next one here, you've got everything from 1/4000 up to 30 seconds. You've got manual focus, EV and white balance with Kevlar scales, so very versatile Pro mode. And if you do monochrome here, you've got options in monochrome from aperture, portrait and Pro options. Let's go back into more. You've got HDR, so you can do that as well. I don't think you really need to use the HDR mode, but it's there if you want to force it. Various filters, underwater mode where you use the hardware buttons to control the phone. Panorama, you can do vertical and horizontal. Light painting, pretty straightforward. You've got traffic trails like through to silt water and star trails, but you do need a tripod for these modes. But there is an update coming where the long exposure mode will be possible without a tripod for a few seconds. That'd be handy. Moving picture, self-explanatory. Documents, slow motion. It shows you that you can do 960 frames per second, but if you go into the settings here, you'll see that it's still restricted 1080p quality is only 120 frames per second. That is, to be honest, what you should be using. 720p just doesn't cut it in today's world. Just doesn't cut it. And it does have auto capture in terms of the super slow, but again, quality is not great. Even time lapse is 720p. You've got stickers, and you've got a dedicated super macro mode, which is handy to have. The AR lens, you've got these wonderful little creatures, and you can make a GIF. And there we have it. Let's now check some samples, and at the very end I'm going to talk about all the pros, cons that I found using this phone so far. So this is ultra wide at 1080p. Now it just moves into 1x. Now continued at 5x. Newer firmwares will have stabilisation at 5x. I haven't got it at the moment. And 10. And back to ultra wide, which is rock steady. And just as a comparison, this is 4K 30 frames per second. Looking good. So this is the front camera. It's at night. There's hardly any natural lighting on this, but it's very, very windy as well. So I'm interested to see how bad the audio is and the video doesn't look great on the camera. I'm sure it's probably not too fantastic when I look at it properly. So this is the rear camera, 1080p video again at night. I don't think it's going to look great. Blowing really heavily, so the audio could be quite distorted, but let's just have a look. You've seen all the footage now. This is on the early firmware, literally when you first get the phone. So you've seen how the camera is in terms of just the versatility. I quite love this AI colour that I'm using. It is restricted to 1080p, but it's pretty cool. I hope you like the audio. It is what it is. I don't think it's the best audio. I've got running water to my left, but there's plenty more footage, and any questions, answer them. So put them in the comments down below and answer them. It's Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now.